I must say that I stand on the shoulders of matriarch, strong matriarch, a group of women that have encouraged me, held my hand, women that have pushed me to go that extra mile.
This morning's Royal Hustler is none other than Shangelao Ndadi, a brand manager at Namdeb, a diamond corporation whose skill sets cut across corporate communications and brand strategy, stakeholder engagement, human resource management, and employee relations. With over 15 years of experience, her career extends across corporate business, retail, mining industries. Shingalao is a holder of a Master's of Philosophy in Corporate Strategy, a postgraduate diploma in Business Administration, and a Bachelor of Arts degree in Industrial Psychology, a DPHIL candidate at the Gordon Institute of Business Sciences. Shingalao is a transformational change agent, catalyst, whose passion lies in unifying the human element as the strongest link within a business. Oh my, Shingalao, good morning. What an impressive resume. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning, Mo. I'm doing fantastic. I'm glad that I can be here this morning with you.
Yeah, look, getting really into it, tell us a bit about your childhood, man. Where, how all of that just shaped the woman that you are today.
Hi, I've had a very colorful childhood, having been born in Angola during the liberation struggle and then coming back to an independent Namibia. I think those circumstances have taught me to really be strong, be independent, and somehow be resilient in things that I do. I was also raised by my father, and he instilled in me very strong values, which have set a strong foundation of who I am today.
So if I was to have a conversation with your parents at some point, and I asked them, were you a hair raiser, were you a problem child, or were you just, oh my word, look at my baby?
Inquisitive.
Inquisitive, I was why? So you're one of those,
Inquisitive,
huh?
I was the why.
Right. Now, growing up, what was your biggest dreams? What problem did you want to solve in the world? What did you want to change in the world? Tell us a bit about that.
When you're a kid and sometimes your parents discover that you've got some talent. In this case, I was academically strong. So like any household, I think in my house, I was that child who everybody has labeled that's going to be our doctor. And, I think somehow you come to a point where you start believing that, you
Right.
start thinking that maybe that's what I'm cut out to be. I'm going to be a doctor. Sadly, I had an encounter where I went out with friends and I saw somebody that got stabbed, and as they were bleeding, the blood started clotting, and when I saw that,
It's not my portion.
I immediately knew that, Lord knows that is not my portion. But I've always known that I was passionate about working with people, and that's why Namdeb for me is a fantastic place. It's the place that allows me to be able to work with people, because I work with a diverse group of people. I'm really changing and impacting lives through the work that and the good things that Diamonds are doing.
Yeah, no, I'm busy sending subliminals to Namdeb. I'm like, yo, I want to get married. Can you guys just, when your feet hit the ground every morning, what sets your heart on fire, man?
Mo, first and foremost, it's God's grace and mercy that I can just wake up each morning, because without Him, really, I'm unable to even do the things that I do. But you know what, Mo, I really think that we can impact and change people's lives in one way or another. And I recall sometime this year, I met a boy in the parking lot of Town Square. And initially, I thought he was really just going to be one of those kids that are begging me for money and small change. But when I leaned closer and started talking to him, this boy, his name was Jason, he said to me, Auntie, is it possible that you could just buy me 2 books, a ruler and pens that I've got outstanding from school? And I was touched by his story, because I would have otherwise just turned my back and just thought, no, I don't want to entertain this.
Right.
What ended up to be books and pens ended up being a shopping list of items and food stuff. And it's the look that Jason gave me as he walked away pushing his trolley. And I was on the escalator moving up, and he continuously kept looking back. Moments like that, that's what I live for. I live to try and be the beacon of light, be hope. just in any small way that I can possibly do.
I mean, come to think of it, I do need a couple of books and a ruler, Shangelao. But yeah, no, that is absolutely fantastic.
Unless you need a new mic.
That's a beautiful story. You know, Shingalao, you did touch a bit on your dad, how much of an influence he was in your formative years. In addition to him, were there other experiences, other people in your life that you could mention that just really helped and shaped the trajectory of the life that you're leading today?
I'll need a book as thick as the Bible. But I must say that I stand on the shoulders of matriarch, strong matriarch, a group of women that have encouraged me, held my hand, women that have pushed me to go that extra mile and sometimes even walked with me when I didn't have the strength to walk by myself. These women, women like my grandmother, my mother, aunties and sisters, and some very strong women that I met along the way, who have had an influence in my life in becoming the person that I am today.
How important would you say, having a strong support system and to that, to your point that you just raised now?
I think it's important to know that we live in an ecosystem, and that you can't always do it alone. I think sometimes you want to be strong and you really want to rely on yourself because you've got the strength. But life, as we know, happens. And when it does happen, sometimes you can lose that strength and that courage that you think sometimes that you need. And that strong support system really comes in hand in just pushing you, encouraging you. And I think without it, sometimes you can just be lost.
Yeah. Shingalao, before we let you go, if we have, we do, somebody listening to your story, and I'm like, wow, okay, that is quite inspirational. That is somebody that I would like to emulate in some way or another. Any either life or career advice that you want to dispense to our listeners this morning before we love and leave?
Firstly, I must say this was much quicker than I thought it would be. I don't know why I was stressing. I think that self-awareness and emotional intelligence goes a very long way in any environment or setup that you find yourself working in. I think sometimes we can take things a bit too personal, and you just need to stop, breathe, and know that it's not about you. Understand what the question is and how you can contribute in delivering to the key results that you need to. And I've also learned that in life, you have not because you ask not. Oftentimes we find ourselves in situations because we lack the courage to just ask for the little help that you need. And while fortune favors the bold, you have to have a prepared mind, because success occurs only when preparedness meets opportunity.
Beautiful definition of luck there. I really like that definition. Plans for the future? Going to change the world? Running for president?
I wish, but I'm going to be helping and trying to see how best I can try and change the world.
Oh, man, beautiful. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you, Mo, for having me.
Well, man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Talk about inspiration. That was Shangelao Ndadi, who was our Royal Hustler this morning, brand manager at Namdeb Diamond Corporation. Fantastic story that you can be the change that you want to see. Going back straight into the music, Lauren Hill, Do Up the Thing. Time into this exactly 12 minutes to 8 o'clock. That was your Royal Hustler.
Royal Hustlers was proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation.